Hello, my lovelies. Let me see here. I think I need a little straightening out. How's that? Better? Maybe? Yeah, you can tell I'm never going to make it as a professional photographer. All right, come on in, everybody. Let's go. Hi, Carolyn. I see you. I see you here. Yay. Carolyn's here. Who else is in the house? Tell me if you're here. If you're here, here comes everybody. Got so much fun stuff to share with you guys today. Let's go. There's my fawn Jan. Hello, ladies. How's everyone today? How you doing? Tracy, Kimmy. I see you guys. Yahoo. I love this. And there is Lisa, Cynthia, Catherine. I am doing well. Thank you. I am doing really well. Really excited to be here. There's my Marla. And Betsy's in the house. You guys, good to see everybody. Corey, Gail, ladies, it's Tuesday. Are you excited about Tuesday? I hope so. It's you day. I've decided Tuesday's you day. It kind of rhymes. I'm stretching it here. There's Rebecca and Teresa. Does the True Lemon have sugar? It has a little dextrose in it, but there's no impact. There's just like this much. It's like a tiny itsy bitsy spider. I can have a bone broth every hour. And every hour, I wouldn't go every hour. I would go instead of trying to time it like that, I would time it on, doing it according to what you need, So maybe it's every hour, but maybe 1 hour you need it every half hour. That's fine. And then maybe you go 2 hours. Let's do it that way. It's time to start listening to our own inner nutritional guru. You heard that before? There's a reason why. That's the person. That's how we time things. If we time things according to how it is that we need it, we're never going to go wrong. We're going to be able to hold the path. That's what it's all about, ladies. We're going to do the hokey pokey. Microscopic, yes. Microscopic dextrose. It's nothing to get excited about. It's not going to raise your blood sugar. It's just an itsy bitsy amount. True Lemon, that's what you're asking about. All right, so I just broke my fast. I wanted to share this because this is my cup. And what I have done, which is fun, I just made a regular protein smoothie. I just did it with my vanilla perfect paleo protein. I did it with my fiber mender. I did it with all my things, the L-glutamine. And, I'm not going to take this off or I'll lose everything. But yeah, it's perfect paleo protein. But let me just tell you something. I made it kind of extra thick, and then I threw in like 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. I'm not kidding. Really high in omega-3 fatty acids, by the way. And I let it sit in the refrigerator till it kind of got thick-ish. So it was like a big, thick, gloppy smoothie. And I know for a lot of people would say gag, but for me, it was like a massive treat. And with those 2 fibers in there, let me just tell you, that is the way to make it happen. I made my son a bag of chips and did not eat one. Jen, I'm proud of you. Good job. So today, because it's you day, I want to kind of bring some things in, and I had some other things planned, but I think this is an important thing because in my Hot Melt Diet group, and by the way, if you're not part of the Hot Melt Diet group and you want to be because you want some coaching and you want some more, just a tighter community and you don't want to get lost, this is the place for you. And all you have to do is go to savingdinner.com/melt and you can get the information. Rita, thanks for sharing. So the thing that I wanted to talk to you today about is I want to talk about patterns, and I want to talk about how our patterns come back to haunt us. They just do. And we need to be prepared for them, because one of the things that happens to all of us is we are strong one day and the next day we are as weak as kittens. And this happened to me this weekend. I shared that with you. I was fine on Friday, but with Mark sitting there eating the chocolate. But on on Saturday night with him sitting there eating the chocolate, I almost lost it. I almost grabbed that chocolate. And I thought, before I do that, I am going to text Marla. So I did. I texted her and, I don't even know what she said. And I don't even know what I said back. But the fact that she answered me was enough. She could have said, clowns wear great big pants. I mean, she could have said anything. And I would have said, fine, thank you. That was enough. Just knowing that she was there, knowing she had my back, that was enough. So, you don't have to worry about, how articulate you are or whatever. It's just having that one person that you can go running to. If we don't have somebody who has our back, if we don't have a body clutter buddy, we are not impervious to falling down really hard on our faces. And yes, our community is tight. Our community is amazing. Our community is a necessity. But at the end of the day, there is a little dark place that you go to when you start thinking about, ooh, I want to go and do something. And you're likely not going to be posting it in the group. Hey guys, I'm ready to go put my head into a potato chip bag or whatever. We don't. What we need to do is we need to start looking at our lives and the places that we fall down and how much we need one another. We are not lone wolves. We run in packs, ladies. We're tribal folks. This is since the beginning of time. We have to have each other. We need each other. We have to lean on each other and ask each other for help. And we need that one person that we can go to. So I'm saying this because if you're in the sprint group, if you're in the hot melt diet group, you need to find your buddy. And don't just say, I'm going to find my buddy, or hey, I need a buddy, or whatever. Be aggressive about it. And I'm giving you full permission. If somebody says, yeah, I'd love to be your buddy, then you private message them and say, I want you to be my buddy. Here's my phone number. Text me. Let's text back and forth. Start getting to know each other. Get on the phone. Make a friend. Be a friend. That's how friendships happen. And yes, it can happen. And this is an important part of your life. I've seen over and over and over again people saying, this last 2 weeks have changed my life. Well, let's keep it going then, shall we? And the way that we keep it going is to know what it is that we need in place for support. It's like building a house. You put the foundation up first, and then you start framing it. So your foundation is your program, and your frame is your community. And then when you start to put it all in and put the details in so it's starting to look like a house, that's that one person that you come to. That's that one person that you have that intimate relationship with that you know has your back. So I will say this repeatedly. I will say it every single day until, you guys get it into your heads, because it's so critically important. I want you to have success. If you're ready to get off the carousel of crazy, if you're sick of going around and around and up and down and you're just done with it, throw down some hearts, give me some love, sisters, and share this with some friends, because you know who they are. You're not the only one who's on the carousel of crazy, going around and around and up and down. The cha-cha-cha with the 4-pound weight gain and loss and up and down and up and down. You can do that forever until you suddenly conveniently forget and you just kind of settle at that 4-pound weight loss. And then another 4 pounds creep up, and you play with that for a while. Cha-cha-cha, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, up we go, back we go. No, that's not how we accomplish anything. You don't go anywhere with that, do you? That's part of the carousel of crazy, and part of our own self-preservation is we forget. How convenient. And then one day we go see the doctor, and the doctor goes, well, you've gained 15, 20 pounds this year. And up it goes. And I'll tell you, Ron Rosedale, he's a doctor. He wrote some really interesting stuff about leptin, and I have been following him for a while. And he, back in the 80s, was way ahead of his time. People go into his clinic and they'd go, whoa, doctor, I can't even believe you tell me to do this. Eat fat, eat a little less protein, stay away from the carbohydrates. Really? This is in the years of the 80s when it was, crazy town, everything was no fat. Remember that? We all got fat off that. How many no fat cookies did you eat? Well, I can eat them because they're no fat. How many Snackwells did you eat? Yeah, that crap that looked like an Oreo, but it wasn't. You've had those. Anybody? I mean, that's what we ate. And what did it do? It put 15 pounds on me. I had to knock that off, and I did. But how many times? Carousel crazy, up and down and up and down, round and round, round and round. I'm tired of it. Makes me dizzy. We don't want that. So here's Dr. Rosedale, who during the Snackwell period, the Snackwell era, is telling people stay away from the carbs, eat good healthy fat, and watch your protein. In other words, don't leave your protein behind, but certainly back away from it. And there's a reason why that I tell you get 6 ounces in the sprint. Eat 6 ounces. Most women are eating 8, 10, 12 ounces. Eat 6 ounces or even less if you're a smaller woman, and cut it in half and have that be 2 meals. If you're in the sprint, that's how your fasting schedule is going. The reason that I tell you to do that is because I want you to back away from the protein, because too much protein can actually trigger an insulin surge, just like sugar. Isn't that crazy? So Ron Rosedale has a quote that I picked up today that I just went, you know what? That's it. That's in a nutshell, and you're going to love it. He said, your health and lifespan are determined by the proportion of fat versus glucose in the fat versus glucose you burn throughout your lifetime. And that is determined by what you eat. And this is why we're drilling down the facts of what all of this is about. Your mileage may vary. I want to say that so profoundly and make sure that you understand this, that your mileage may vary. We are all different. Your protein needs are probably going to be different than mine. What I can play with carbohydrate wise is probably going to be different than you. Let's honor that. So my only blanket that I ever throw down on anyone is to watch your carbs. And if you don't know anything about what it is, you need to watch them, because there's some stupid carb eating going on, and it does translate into sugar, folks. I don't care how good it is for you. And if you are, mindful, then get a glucose monitor and start monitoring your own blood sugar. It's a simple, easy thing to do. And no, it doesn't hurt when you stab. It doesn't hurt that bad when you stab. So anyway, that's the whole thing that I kind of wanted to just get that up front and say that this is how you need to monitor it for yourself. Okay? And as we're getting ready for the sprint is less than 2 weeks away. Get your supplements ordered. And I've seen a few supplements coming in there. You may see when you go to the website, go to savingdinner.com and click on the little supplement thingy that's up there, go shopping. You might see that stuff is on back order. Absolutely everything is coming into the shop. It's all in transit. If it hasn't arrived today, it's going to arrive tomorrow, whatever. That's what you need to do, is get those things. And there's two things, especially if you're just starting out, if you're on a standard American diet and you've been playing with a lot of carbs, and this is not carb shaming, by the way. This is just one of those things that I think you should do. And one is to get the hot melt mix. The hot melt mix is exogenous ketones, meaning that it will put you into a state of ketosis, which means that it's going to help you to start burning. It'll help you start burning right away. It's kind of, I was talking to Marla about them because she's taking it too, and it's like having a booster. It's like somebody giving you a boost so you can climb the fence. That's all it is, and it will keep you safely away from the carb flu. And if you've ever had that, it's not fun. That's number one. The other one is L-glutamine, and I've talked about this till I'm green in the face. It's worth a talk again because this stuff will work. There's 85 servings in here, by the way. 85 servings, lots of servings. So it's going to last you a really good long time. And besides healing your gut, it also crushes your craving on contact. You can put a little in a dish, put it on your teeth, put it on your tongue, put it on your gums, and it will cut off that sensory that you get in your brain that makes you go and want to eat more. Fantastic, right? They've shown in brain scans that somebody on cocaine or whatever, fill in the blank drug, and that pleasure center area, and somebody who's on sugar, they're almost indistinguishable on a brain scan. That same area of the brain lights up, so you can cut it off. You can cut it off, and that stuff works. Lisa knows, she's used it. We've had a few people who've used it. The stories have been crazy. And of course, your friends are going to think you're a drug addict if you're walking around with a little package, because it's all white. It has no flavor. It's really innocuous. But if you're walking around with a little pouch, you whip out your little bag of white stuff. It's pretty funny. Okay, so by the way, for those who are in the Hot Melt Diet group, I will be in there on Thursday instead of Wednesday. Tomorrow is Girl Day, and Marla and I are going to go. She's going to get her hair cut, and we're going to go do a little shopping, do a little girl time things. So I will be out and about tomorrow afternoon doing having my well-being checked. This is a pamper mission, so I won't be there, but I will be there on Thursday at 2:00, and we will be talking about these two things. One is called Dirty Lazy Fasting, which I made up and have been doing, and it's fantastic. I'm down 10 pounds, you guys. Can you tell? 10 pounds. Dirty Lazy Fasting and collagen loading, okay? We're going to talk about those two things, how to do them, and why it's an important thing to add to your program, especially if you want your skin to be beautiful. Nobody wants yucky skin, right? These are two super effective tactics, and I'll be talking all about that on my Facebook Live in the Hot Melt Diet group, and you don't want to miss it. It's going to be good stuff. So, don't forget to sign up for our emails if you haven't yet, savingdinner.com, and you can sign up for the emails. Like this page, share the love, share the everything, because last book, that went out, by the way, to Kathy Wagire. That went out to her, so she needs to send in an email so we can send this out. And next week, we're going to do a Saving Dinner book. I've got Saving Dinner books. I think I have some body clutter books too. Marla said she's got some stuff that I can have. So might be even some part-time paleo books. We will see, but there's going to be a book a week. That's how we roll. Isn't that fun? Yes, we always have so much fun. We always have so much fun. So what is our quote today? I love this one so much. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Henry Ford said that. Isn't that the truth? You're right. I think this is so important as we pull together and make sure that we're not falling through the cracks. This is why we have body clutter buddies. We also have to gird ourselves up and get ready for battle. You know, we got to put on our armor. It's just that simple. Your body is going to, you're going to think, hey, yeah, I've got this down. I feel good. I'm doing well. This is the first time I've ever, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden something happens and you feel like a very significant failure. You feel like I can't do this. And you are ready to throw the baby out with the bathwater. And no, that's not going to happen. Okay, not on my watch. I want to discuss this and break it down a little bit. And I'm going to use something that was in one of my groups because I think this is a significant teaching point. And this is what's going to help hold you together while we wait to start our next sprint, which is October 7th. So get your sprint if you don't have it yet. And if you're not a part of it, all you have to, it's a free program. Go to savingdinner.com/sprint. And you can pick up everything there. Join the group and, you know, welcome to our world. We've got like 1,500 ladies in there, and it is a vibrant, fabulous group. This is how you get sisters who have your back, and we all need that. So here's something, and I'm going to keep this person anonymous. She said, and I always talk about when we break up with foods, it's like breaking up with a bad boyfriend because it's abuse, right? So she had a breakup over the weekend. She said, I broke up with chocolate over the weekend, but I dated his cousin, organic ground cacao nibs, at lunch. And she said, and she said she's the dumbass. I'll just say what she said here. Pain all afternoon. And then she said, why? Then I went to the gym for an hour after a hot chips binge because I gained 3 kilograms in a week. Okay, I just outed her. She's not from around here, is she? When will I learn? Plus fried chicken, because I had to have something to go with the chips. I rationalized it was the protein. She goes, here's the confessions of a food addict. Mutter, mutter, self-berate, mutter. Okay? So here you go. Here you go. This is it. You know what this was? This was this in action. Countdown to garbage. Right here. The obsession. And then the yum factor. And then all of those feelings that happen. And then all of this stuff that happened. It's just a cavalcade. And it can happen over and over and over and over again. As a matter of fact, this could be such a pattern in your life that this could just be the way that you do it. And that's when we get stuck, because it's that 4-pound cha-cha that keeps us in place, that keeps fooling us. And then we forget about how many pounds that we have gained. And we just go forward, and then we play with another 4 pounds, and on and on and on it goes. And that just sucks the life out of us. It makes us feel like a big piece of garbage, like we just can't do it. I'm going to show you a little bit about how to do this, because here's the thing you need to understand. This isn't about willpower. It will never be about willpower. That is the part that has thrown us all down into that place of berating ourselves, of feeling like we're not worth it, of feeling like we can't do it. Okay? This is what, maybe you could do a going live checklist for her later. I don't know what that's about. Well, thanks, guys. The countdown to garbage, the garbage carnage, is a real thing. Real thing. You can't hear me? I don't know what to do. I have my headset on. Everything is set. I don't know. Nope, it's up all the way. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. Do you guys want me to continue, or am I done? Okay. So here's the thing that you need to know. You need to tap into your knowing. Willpower is something that somebody came up with, some stupid idea that, I'm sorry, but probably some man came up with and said, yeah, you just don't have enough willpower. Doctor ever tell you that? Somebody ever tell you that you just need to exercise more and eat less calories? Somebody ever tell you that stupid piece of crap advice that never worked for anyone on the planet? It's not about willpower. It's about knowing. It's about tapping into your own knowing. When you can tap into your own knowing, that's tapping into your own strength, because there's a lot of strength there that you've pushed aside because you've listened to everybody else. There's a lot of strength there and knowing about yourself of what works and what doesn't, because some stupid guru told you otherwise, that you saw on TV or you picked up the book or whatever it is. You have to dial this in for yourself, always. My knowing for me is this, and this might not be your knowing, but I'm going to tell you about my knowing. My knowing is that I need someone on the other end of that telephone to have my back. My knowing, that is enough of a knowing for me. That's enough. It's like I said, on Saturday night when I reached out to Marla, she could have told me the sky is purple, and that would have been fine. She could have told me that she's watching, Forrest Gump, and that would have been fine. Just knowing she was there was enough. But your knowing and what you need is different. And you've got to figure out what that is. What knowing do you have? What knowing about yourself? I knew enough about myself that unless I reached out to Marla, it wasn't going to happen. I was going to go down that chocolate rabbit hole. You need to understand about your own knowing. What is it that makes you tick? What is it that makes you decide that it's a good idea to go eat some fried chicken because you need protein, right? What is it that makes you think that it's a good idea to, Marla was talking about going to a buffet and thinking you need to get up and go get more because you're at a buffet. Where is it? Where is it? Find your weak places and call them out. There's a Bible verse that says that when we, oh shoot, now I can't remember it, of course. I used to have a Christian radio show, believe it or not, a long time ago, and now I can't even remember all the Bible verses. But when you bring light into darkness, now you can see. This is how you see the truth. When you shine light on something that is true for you, then you can start pulling the plug, on the stuff that you no longer want in your life. You have an opportunity. So for this, you don't want to do that 4-pound cha-cha-cha. We've done it. She's done it. You know what this is about. You know what this looks like. So when I look at this, I look at what we're doing. We're searching for substitutes. We broke up with the boyfriend, so we're looking for a new one. We have a vacuum in our lives. So it's time, with our knowing, to understand that we need to fill that vacuum. We need to fill it with things that are joyful, things that are productive, things that will take us to the next level. There are so many things that we can do. 1, I'm going to write them down. We can start drinking our water and start taking care of ourselves. And every sip of that water, you tell your body you're working with it so that it can rid you of all the toxins, so that your digestion will work supremely. So just start talking about all of these things to your body. Your body understands, your body knows. So just connect your heart and your head. That's what we're doing when we have these little discussions. People might think you're crazy if you're doing it on public transit, but do it in your home. Talk to yourself out loud. With this water, I thee wed to my body all that it needs. However you want to do it, it's up to you. Then understand that you are going to step back onto the carousel of crazy. And there's an opportunity to unplug it. There is an opportunity to unplug it. It's a phone call. It's a friend. It's doing something else. It's going for a walk around the block. Make a list. Remember I told you to do that? Make that your list, all the things that you're doing that aren't helpful, and then make all the things that you can do instead. Take your dog for a walk. Do some breathing. Get a meditation app on your phone. Sit down and meditate and just say, you know what? Write it out. I will allow myself to go eat the fried chicken, the bag of chips, the chocolate, fill in the blanks, and whatever other things you want to binge on. I will allow myself to go there once I do these things and put up obstacles. Do you remember when I told you last week, I said, if you want to go buy junk food in the store, buy your junk food, but this is how you have to do it. Separate it out from your healthy, good for you, real food groceries and put it in a separate checkout part. And then what I want you to do is ask, once you check out with your real food, pay for that with your credit card or however you pay for it, and then pay for this junk food with a credit card, get the receipt and write down exactly what it is and when you're going to eat it. Really, I mean, if you are going to do this, then at least be mindful about it. And once you're mindful about it, you're not going to want to do it. Keep an envelope of all those receipts. And on the front of the envelope, just write, junk food binging or whatever you want to put on there. Ask yourself, is this wise? Is this something that I want to do? Is this something that is going to bring me one step closer to the vision that I have for myself, which is so much more than I ever had before? Or is this just going to throw me back onto the carousel of crazy, back into the carnage, back into the 4-pound cha-cha-cha, back and forth until you forget? When you flex your knowing every single time, willpower, be damned, I'll say it because it's just not the thing. We need to flex our knowing because it's individual. It is uniquely yours. Your knowing is different than my knowing. I know exactly what I need because I've been down that path so many times. I've taken the time to write it out. I've taken the time to make all of my obstacles real. You need to do the very same thing. Because if you're committed, that's what you do. You know, if you're committed to your husband, if somebody sent you from high school, sent you a Facebook request saying, oh, you know, I remember when we were sweethearts in high school. Are you going to start that up? Or are you committed to your husband? Well, you're not getting physical, but are you having an emotional affair? You wouldn't do that to your husband, would you? That's not commitment. That's towing the line. That's like fooling around. That's what we need to be doing, is stop fooling around. We like to go to the edge. If you want something thrilling to do, take up skydiving or go bungee cord jumping or whatever the heck. Or take up a new sport. Do something else. Don't do the thing that brings you to the brink of destruction, the edge of the cliff where you can easily fall off and get lost for another month or two. Do you know how many times, you know, I've been a nutritionist for over 25 years now. Do you know how many times I've had people come back to me and say, yeah, I was kind of gone and I did all this, I did that, I did this, and they've gained 12, 15 pounds. I know exactly what that is. I've done it. We've all done it. But you know what happened? You know what the common denominator is? You disappear. You ghost everybody. Irish goodbye. What happened to her? She's just gone. But if you make a commitment to yourself and you promise that you're not going to do that anymore, it doesn't have to happen that way. You can have exactly what it is that you want. Will you be perfect? No, but you'll be strong. And every single time you won't have a binge. The binges will get smaller. The one little trippy uppy thingy will start becoming smaller and smaller. And you'll start looking at it with different eyes, and you'll start seeing it in smaller vision. It won't look like this big chocolate candy bar coming to hit you over the head. I was watching Mark eat that chocolate bar on Saturday, and all I could see, I couldn't see anything in the room. I could just see that chocolate. I could smell it acutely. That doesn't insulate me, though. That doesn't mean that that's always going to be. That was my big mistake that I made before. That was my huge mistake that I made before. I conquered this. I've got this. No, it just means I am good for this one time. I will keep flexing that muscle, and maybe one day it will come that it's not going to be a problem. But maybe one day it won't. You know? But as long as I keep flexing that muscle, as long as I keep flexing my knowing muscle, I am going to have more victories than defeats. I will not Irish goodbye anybody. I will not just ghost and be gone. I will stay accountable. I will stay committed. Perfection is not this side of paradise, y'all. It's just not. But being excellent means you learn from your mistakes. Being excellent means you don't just walk away and say, oh, well, it was just a little slip, onward, and just kind of dismiss it and then do it again and again and again. It means you take it seriously. You step up to the plate and you say, you know what, I'm taking responsibility for this. Why did I do this? This is crazy. And then you do the work that you need to do, that what I'm talking about, so that you can get your knowing on. You can't own your knowing if you don't know what makes you tick. If you don't know what brings you down that slippery path. You can correct it, but you've got to get into it. You got to be an active part of it. You can't just let it slide away. This is a huge part of the puzzle, you guys. These are the keys to one of the doors. And there's a lot of doors. Believe me, there's a lot of doors. And if you think that it's only about a plan, it's only about having the right supplements, it's only about whatever, you are dead wrong and you're gonna fall. You need to get in touch with the stuff that's way deep inside that belongs to you. We have reasons that we all fall, right? In body clutter, Marla and I wrote about this in great detail. Little did we know, 15 years later, we would have fallen again. But you know what? You know what that proves? That while the obvious was right there in our faces. She had a mac and cheese thing that was connected to her loneliness as a child. I had a chocolate thing that was connected to my loneliness and detachment from my absentee father. One layer. You know what the deeper stuff is? The deeper stuff is who you are and how you present yourself and where your power lies. And stopping with this victimhood stuff. Stopping with not taking responsibility for yourself. Stopping being weak. You don't have to be. And I don't care if you're in a wheelchair. I don't care if you have physical this, that, or the other thing. You have a voice. You can stand up for yourself. And you can figure out what is it inside of me that is making me go down back onto the carousel of crazy. And if you don't do the digging, if you don't do the excavating, if you don't start writing this stuff down and building yourself up on the other side of it, you're going to do it again and again. And there's nothing I can give you in a plan. There's no supplement in the world. There's no pep talk in the world that's going to help you. It's an inside job, and you're the one who gets to do it. It's yours. And that's why I always say to you, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Find out who you are. Find out what you're made out of. And don't play pitiful anymore. If you're playing pitiful, I will call you out. You're not. Start working on that strength inside of you, that all-knowing that God gave to you because He loves you. And your purpose for being here is evident, right? You wouldn't be here if He didn't have a purpose for you. You just wouldn't. It's not how it works. So love yourself enough to do the work. I cannot do it for you. You've got to do it yourself. You don't have to fall down ever again, not down the hole. You might stumble. You're not going to be perfect, but you can be strong. You can take that to the bank. All right, I'm done. So I hope that was helpful. I appreciate you guys. I love you. And I mean this from my heart. You know, I want to see more than anything. I want to see your success. I want to celebrate it with you. And I want to give you a big hug someday in person. Okay? So stay strong. You have what it takes. Peace out. See you at tea time.